Hey there, Nick Fenton here with nickfenton.com and thesecretsofdaytrading.com. I just wanted to point out a few compelling uptrends that I've noted here in the last couple hours. Just been kind of scanning through some names, all 1 year charts. I was kind of looking out from a longer term perspective tonight, just because there's been such a massive uptrend momentum in this market. Figured I just wanted to kind of point out a few of my favorite trends here. Some nice bullish opportunities that are pushing to new 52-week highs. They could really bust out and see some nice continuation to the upside in the event they are able to push to new 52-week highs and hold this uptrend support. There's always that chance that they'll break support any day now, and we'll start seeing some downside momentum here. But for now, these are worth pointing out, so I thought I'd share them with you. First one is one of my favorite stocks, and that is FCX. You can see here FCX has just had an extremely beautiful uptrend intact here. Uptrend really started back in December 2008, but I drew the line from late January 2009. As you can see here, the line starts just right around 22.50 and carries it all the way up to today's closing price of 82.57. We're seeing some resistance right now at this 85 range. So if it's able to push through 85, there could be some really nice continuation opportunity. Support's going to be right around here at 75. If you're holding a long position, I would have my stop right around this, let's see, 70, 69.50 range, just to give it some breathing room below that uptrend support line. So next one I wanted to take a look at is NTAP. This is NetApp Inc. NTAP also a very promising uptrend intact. Uptrend started, oops, let me change my drawing tool real quick. Uptrend started right around early March, March 10th, March 9th. And you can see here again, just a really strong uptrend intact. A bit of a channel type, like an uptrend channel where we've seen pops off of this uptrend support, pullbacks off of this uptrend channel resistance area. So it's kind of been channeling to the upside. Started around 13, currently testing this 52-week high area right at 30. We do have earnings coming up here in NTAP on the 18th of November, so that's something to definitely keep in mind in the event you consider entering a long position there, because we all know how crazy earnings can make a stock's price move. But right now, again, resistance right around 30. If it pushes above 30, you could see some nice continuation. Earnings could be the catalyst that definitely pushes it above that 30 resistance level. And if I were holding this long, I would have my stop right around 26 to give it a little breathing room below that uptrend support line, maybe even 25.50, just to kind of give it some room there. I definitely am a believer in giving plenty of breathing room when you are riding trends. ISRG is the next pick. This one's not quite as fluid of an uptrend. You can see here it kind of started with that initial uptrend with the move that started back in March, early March, March 2nd approximately, and then that pushed into a more accelerated uptrend. A couple things that I really like here were the quick upside move followed by some range-bound action here in between 140 and 170. So just kind of pushed strong off of that initial uptrend line, took a breather, and then began moving along this accelerated trend line. And we also had a really nice bullish gap here on this 23rd of July. And since the bullish gap, again, it took a little bit of a breather, was range bound between right around 210 support and 235-ish, approximately 235 resistance. Broke out of that range and has continued to push nicely to the upside. Right now it's kind of battling right at this 270 level, and you can see it's kind of been a bit range bound again between around 245 and 270, about 240, 270 is the recent range bound action. 245, 240, something around those is the support area, and 270 being the resistance. So if you can get a nice push above 270, definitely some great opportunity for a nice continued upside momentum here in ISRG, a very strong activity taking place. LIFE is the fourth one I wanted to take a look at here, and you can just see, again, this is more so a bit of a channel. So I'm going to pull out the channel tool, and you can see we've had a really nice uptrend intact here in LIFE, and it's kind of channeled along for the most part, popping off uptrend support and then pulling back off uptrend channel resistance, and just kind of seeing continuation to the upside. Right now it's battling the resistance, and we have a nice little range here, kind of battling resistance right here at this resistance line I'm drawing, right around 50, and we've got support there at 45, so a little bit of range bound activity in recent trading between 45 and 50. But today's action actually took it to new 52-week highs, which is very promising for this. Could be a nice consolidation breakout, which could push it towards that 55 level. And it would pull off quite substantially off of that uptrend support line in the event it did pop to 55 really quickly. So I'd probably be taking profits if it got a quick push to 55, and then I'd look for a pullback to uptrend support to re-enter a long position. So definitely one to keep an eye on there. LIFE, nice looking stock. And then SBUX, and I wrote a blog about this the other day. I was holding, I've been building a position since June, and I was holding it long into earnings with I think 1738 was my average price. Don't quote me on that though. It's on the blog. And we had a nice report here from SBUX. It's pushed it into new 52-week highs. We had a close above 21, so now we have 3 consecutive closes above 21. And today actually saw some nice continuation action there. Looks like it could measure to around 23, 24 price range. But definitely some promising action here in SBUX, and one that's not exactly under the radar, but not talked about too much from a extremely bullish perspective. But I think this one has a lot of potential to the upside in the event the overall market can continue with the overall upside momentum that it has intact. So my target here, short-term target, right around 23, 24 range. But I'm not huge on targets on these longer-term trades. I more so just like to kind of hold, and if I put a stop in there, I make sure the stop has plenty of breathing room, and it's either to minimize losses or to maybe lock in a break-even situation, or possibly even lock in some profits. I do not have a stop in place in this SBUX trade. I'm just kind of keeping a really close eye on it. So it's something I suggest you take a look into now that it's breaking and holding above this 21 in previous resistance, because as you can see, there was some pretty significant notable resistance there at 21 prior to this break that we've seen in the last few days. So definitely a promising situation there in SBUX for some potential continuation to the upside. So hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments section, or visit nickfenton.com and ask me in the comments area there. Thank you, and have a good one. Take care.